Hello and welcome to the Rant Shop. Did my first rant a couple days ago, and I don't want anybody to take it wrong, but I wasn't like ranting about any individual. I was just giving examples of friends that I have. You know, this is how I classify friends. And it's funny because my wife's listening to it and she's giving me shit about, don't talk about me. I just made a reference to your name. They're gonna know that you're my wife, whether I say who you are or not. And then I'm having band practice last night, and we're taking a break, having a beer, and I get a call from a guy I used to be in a band with, out of the blue. Hey, what's going on, man? I seen your podcast. There was nothing in there about that dude, so I guess I need to clarify that just because I know you doesn't necessarily mean I'm talking about you. Some of the shoes fit, wear them, everybody has their own personality and their own thing, so I mean, I know I'm bullheaded. I'm one of those one-upper guys. I can always one-up you. Problem is, I'm not making bullshit up. I can really one-up you. I say what I mean. People that know me know that. So if I say you're a whiny little bitch, then you probably are. It's just how it is. Anyway, so I guess I could talk about more of my wonderful friendships, So I guess if I was going to try to explain what a friend is to you in my terms would be different than the friend in your terms, because I've been in different situations than you have. So I just know that they don't never seem to be there when you need them. I can recall one time I don't know, I was probably 13, and I don't recall where I met this guy, and he had a car. He was like 16, and he lived in Pontiac, and I lived in Waterford. So back then we would take off when it was light, didn't have to be home until it was dark. So I'd take off from Elizabeth Lake Road, hike it all the way to Pontiac just to go hang out with him. And it was pretty cool because his mom would let us smoke weed, and she'd buy him beer, and we used to drive around in his car and try to pick up chicks, and we'd be drinking and driving. And the guy was so great. He could roll a doobie with one hand when he's driving. I'm a kid, I'm amazed. And we spent like the whole summer just fucking partying. It was awesome, and I'm hanging out with older kids, and it was great. And then, about 7-8 months after I was partying with the dude, his mom and dad was divorced. Well, his little brother was living out of state, and he ended up coming to live with them. And so I friended him, and the three of us used to party. Then it got where me and the younger kid were more closer in age, and the older kid got a girlfriend. He hardly ever seen him, so me and the younger one started hanging around, partying, and doing shit, and we did that for probably 3-4 years. I thought the guy was my friend, right? So I don't know. Later on, I had moved out of the house and living on my own, and I had met this girl, and she was like 19, and I'm like 15 and 14, and started doing the nasty. After a couple weeks, she's pregnant, and she's like, "Yeah, it's your kid. It's your kid." And my mom's like, that ain't your kid. You need to take a blood test. And so I took a blood test, found out it wasn't my kid. Chick was a whack job. And so I just kind of blew her off. And she started hooking for crack, I guess. That's what I heard. I don't know. I wasn't there. And hang around with, older people, because she was quite older than I was. And I guess she got beat up a couple times from, I guess when you hook for crack, you get your ass kicked. Don't know, never hooked for crack. And telling these dudes that I was beating her up. And so one day I'm at my house, and I'm renting a place upstairs. I'm like just a kid, teenager, and this fucking really big dude comes. He has a cast on his arm, or just one guy with this funny fucking eyeball, and another dude. And the funny thing is my buddies lived next door at the time. We never went and seen fucking movies, and it didn't dawn on me at the time, but we never ever went to see movies. And all of a sudden, these guys were getting ready to go to a movie, and they were begging me to come. And I don't know why I didn't pick up on it. They're like, "Hey man, come on man, you need to come to the movies with us. Come to the movies with us." Well, they go to the movies. I'm sitting home. All of a sudden, I get a knock at the door, and it's the stupid bitch. And these three guys come up to the door, and this guy, I'm at the front door. Big motherfucker. Now I'm just a kid, and this guy's in his mid to late 20s, and I'm still a fucking wee teenager, and he's like, "Yeah, you've been beating up this girl," and I can't say her name, which I almost did. And I'm like, "No, dude, man, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She's crazy." Well, I could tell it was the vibe wasn't right, you know. So I locked the door behind me because I'm just renting the upstairs. If they come and trash the house, I'm gonna be in trouble by the fucking guy who owns the house. So kind of locked the door behind me. I come down the steps, and so obviously we were gonna fight, and I kind of figured this guy would just whip my ass. So I didn't think anything of the other two guys behind me. Well, you know, your adrenaline gets going. I'm starting to take this big motherfucker down. I'm on him. Next thing you know, I get fucking clubbed from behind. They fucking grabbed me, and the big guy had a cast on his arm. He fucking cocked me across the head. Good thing all you people from elementary school gang beating me up made me pretty tough. I sit there and took a fucking beating for about 10 minutes, and I'm fucking trying to get up the stairway with these guys just fucking beating on me because I had a bat up on the fucking porch and I was gonna clean some fucking house, and trying to get up the fucking stairs, and they fucking pulling my hair, putting the knee in the back, and they're beating on me so bad. By this time the girl's starting to feel sorry for me, so she's like, stop, stop, stop. And they fucking leave her there with me, and she's sitting there trying to comfort me when you just had my ass kicked. But anyway, looking back, these are my friends. Them motherfuckers knew those guys were coming over because those people knew this girl. They knew her before I did. That's how I met her, started fucking her. Brought them over, and they're such good friends and such good pussies that they just left me high and dry to get my ass kicked. These are the kind of friends I got. So I don't know what kind of friends you have, but these are friends I got. And I didn't know it at the time. Just looking back, you know, it made sense. It wasn't 15 minutes later, my brother stops by. It's like, you know, what happened to you? Three guys just beat the fuck out of me. You know, these are my friends. That's probably why I don't have a whole lot of friends. You know, I guess if I call you a friend, I'll do anything for you. And if you call me a friend, it's pretty much basically what I can do for you. I know I'm an asshole. Nobody wants to hang out with me. What the fuck, you know? So when I'm gently ranting about friends and I'm doing scenarios, don't automatically assume it's you. If you know it's you, that's fine. That's you. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Don't mean I won't hang with you. I know who you are. I know how people are. I know I have to adjust my own attitude around other people because you have 50 people at work, and this guy's a crybaby, and this guy's I ain't doing this, and this guy's an anti-this, and this guy's the water cooler kick guy. I can still get along with everybody there. I know your personality. I know where you're cut from. I know how you roll. I've seen millions of people over the 40 years of how we go through life and the way we look at things and how we do things. It's just my opinion on things. This happened to me. So don't want 50 million phone calls out of the blue. You ain't called me in 6 months. I put a rant up there. All of a sudden you're going to call and wonder why I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking in general about things. If it happens to be a trait you have, so be it. So I started smoking these fake cigarettes here. They call them e-cigarettes. What do they call it now? Vaping, I think they call it. So I started smoking these because I was chain smoking other ones, and you know I couldn't keep paying $7 back for smokes. Did the rolling thing, and not really wanting to quit smoking cigarettes, but I'm tired of not being able to breathe in the morning, so I switched to this, and it's a pretty good little thing. I just don't understand why cell phones get smaller and smaller, and cigarettes keep getting bigger and bigger. You fucking go into the smoke shop now, and you'll have fucking some asshole kid sitting there. Every time it's like clockwork. Somebody walks in, this guy takes a fucking cigarette the size of a fucking backpack, 14 batteries. Blows smoke, fills the whole fucking thing up. The fuck is that? First of all, you just spent $10 in juice. And secondly, why'd you start smoking in the first place? Didn't you learn from us stupid fucks that you shouldn't get addicted to cigarettes? Ain't just a puff of smoke big enough. You gotta have a fucking cloud as big as a fucking room. And see these fuckers driving down the road, and they'll be in the car all taking a hit of their cigarettes, and they can't see in the fucking car. It's like you're in a fucking, everybody smoking water bombs in the Cheech and Chong fucking movie because the motherfuckers are smoking their cigarettes. You know, I don't get it. I do it because I'm addicted, but I don't need a fucking cigarette this fucking big. Anyway, yeah, I could talk about friends forever. I guess I'll just give you a little bit of backstory. How come I've become such an asshole, as you call it, or you know why people cry about cyberbullying. You know, in my day it was real bullying. It wasn't really bullying because there ain't no ass whooping I ever got I didn't fucking deserve. Because as you can tell, I got a fucking mouth on me and I don't know how to shut it up. So like in the middle of 2nd grade, I moved from like Clarkston to Waterford. Clarkston, I was cool, you know, because they had like the high school across the street, and you lived at like the fucking junior high. And I'm hanging out with the older kids because I knew one of the older brothers that I knew the younger kid. You know, these people I grew up, I know all the people. So smoking cigarettes in the second grade. I'm getting, as my mom would say, how did my mom catch me smoking? I used to fucking smoke in like these woods. My mom could not have fucking seen it. And I'm like smoking cigarettes. And I'd go home and my mom would go, "You were smoking." And I'm like, "No, I wasn't." "Yes, you were, I know." I'm like, "How the fuck you know?" She goes, "A little bird fucking told me." So every time I smoked, I was always looking for fucking birds. She had me freaked out. My mom knows I'm smoking. How the fuck does she know I'm smoking? Well, I'm like at the corner with Donald. I said his name. Nobody knew who he is. He's an older kid and his younger brother, and I'm smoking cigarettes. Well, obviously, everything's about being cool and fitting into your little posse of people. So he don't want me to smoke, but he wouldn't look cool if he didn't let me smoke, because the other buddies thought it was funny that a little kid's fucking smoking cigarettes and they could get me. My reward is if I went into the store with them and stole a pack of cigarettes, they give me one. Pretty brilliant idea. I could have the whole pack to myself, but I'm going to get one. These kids are going to give me one because I steal it. Obviously, I'm a kid. I don't know no fucking. So he's letting me smoke the cigarette. Then he's telling his mom, tell my mom I'm smoking. And this whole time I'm hiding for birds, thinking fucking birds are telling my mom, and she's like this psychic phenomena that she knows I'm fucking smoking. So anyway, get me away from that. I guess my mom moved to Waterford. Now mind you, Waterford, I guess, would be like if you were in a school and you had the jocks and the burnouts at the time when you were a kid. That's what they called them. And when I moved from Clarkston, it seemed like at least the people hung out, everybody was a burnout. I'm in second grade, I'm fucking burnout. Want to do fucking crazy shit and smoke. I want to drink. Want to fucking just go out because I'm a stupid kid and that's what you want to do. So I moved to Waterford, and it goes from being, the stoners and the jocks to all fucking jocks. So I'm fucking smoking cigarettes. So my first day of fucking school, I'm out playing fucking marbles, because that's what we did, fucking playing marbles. And I get in a little scuffle with, not like we're gonna beat each other, but he was fucking cheating. And again, I can't shut my fucking mouth because I got a big fucking mouth and I'm opinionated, and I'm a leader, not a follower, and I'm fucking running my mouth. First fucking day I'm in a fight. Not fighting the dude because me and him wants to fight. I'm fighting because all the older kids around us pushing us, making us fucking fight. So my first day I get in a fight. That year was a little rough, because I got a mouth and I'm doing shit nobody else does and I can't shut up and getting in fight after fight. Well, they realized that since nobody in the school obviously liked me, that they would just all beat my ass simultaneously. So I can't tell you how many one-on-one fights I've had in my life, because I've probably only had 5. Usually starts a fight and I gotta fight 5 motherfuckers, and then I'm going home, running home, because 6 of them get off at the fucking bus stop, and I knew when I was gonna get my ass kicked because they fucking took the bus home with me. So I'm running home, my dad's calling me, "You fool pussy, you go out there and kick their ass." I'm like, "Dad, it ain't like that." I'm like, you can't, if I kick their ass around, I can't. No, do like I did. I was in a bike club and I stood them all up, the whole fucking gang. Started beating their ass one at a time, and then they'll respect you. And I'm like, "Dad, that ain't how it works." And anyway, one day I'm getting fucking chased down the road, because by this time anybody could whoop my ass, because I knew if I fucking didn't just let them beat on me, 5 of them were going to beat my ass the next day. I get it. Fucked up part is when they're not together and in the neighborhood, they're all kind of cool to you, like you're the fucking best friend. And I got it. They have to go back to their buddies. They don't want to be the guy getting the shit kicked out of them all the time. So I get it. You can be my buddy when it's just me and you. And when you're at school, you just won't kick me as hard as the other guy. I get it. Whatever. So anyway, one day I'm running fucking home, and so I get up to the front porch, and my dad's there, and this guy's running behind me. So I guess I gotta go fight this guy because my dad's standing there. God forbid I be a pussy in front of my dad. This guy's a couple years older than me. I start whooping his ass in my front yard. He puts a fucking bitch lock on my arm with his fucking teeth, and I'm cranking him in the fucking head. And he's fucking bit hard to eat you fucking blood. And there's fucking 15 kids out there. I beat his ass hands down on front of my fucking house. So we quit, whatever. I go back into the house, and my dad's fucking preaching at me, whatever. Gives me some balls. He's like, "You need to go down to his house and finish the fight. You didn't finish it." I'm like, "You didn't fucking finish it." I pound him and he's fucking biting me. What do you want me to do? You need to go down there and finish it. So I walk down the street and I go knock on the guy's door, and I explicitly remember because I had the fucking bite mark. I still got a little scar from his bitch ass teeth. I'm like, yeah, I just got back from my rabies shots. I'm here to finish it up. And he's like, oh no man, I ain't got no problem. Everything's good. Shit, I thought I'm fucking golden. My dad was right. I'm fucking golden. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna be on top. Next day of school, I got the worst ass whipping by 6 motherfuckers I ever did again, and it was like I never even fought this son of a bitch. Kind of put me down. So I'm like, fuck these pussy ass bitch fucking people. So instead of hanging out with them, I started going to the roll ATM and places where I wasn't categorized as the fucking guy they're gonna kick. Now I'm hanging out with older chicks. I'm getting laid. I'm drinking. I'm smoking weed. Meet people in Pontiac. I'm fucking 12, 13 years old, fucking partying with 15, 19, 21-year-olds having a fucking great time. So I grew up with the older crowd. Had no time for these pussy fucks that want to gang pile people. Did I ever shoot up a school? No. These fucking kids get a, I don't like your hair on Facebook, and they commit suicide. How fucking big of a pussy? These are the same pussies whining and crying when they grow up on fucking Facebook because they're a bunch of fucking whining and crying fucking bitches. Oh yeah, my wife said I should quit cussing so much. Working on it, as you can tell. Anyway, so this is Saturday morning, and I just had a rant for a few minutes about some friends. Real excited about the podcast we're going to have going on here next Sunday after band practice. We were discussing last night after practice, and I just had a few phone calls from some people wanting to know what's wrong, you know, and I just wanted to clarify that it's not necessarily you, it's just people in general. I don't hate anybody I'm talking about, you know. Anybody I've talked about in these podcasts, I still see once in a while. And I'm the type of person that I'll let you know, stop whining into your face. So this should be no surprise to anybody. All right, thanks a lot.